Grand Final, Warhead Junction, everybody. So, we got a rematch. The rematch of the winner bracket final. We've seen these two already clash a couple of times, and it is the Bratwurst boys against the Raiders. Now, again, this is the final qualifier. It's actually the final series in the final qualifier. After that, we're heading into the playoffs. And if you still haven't heard what the twist is that we have in store for the playoffs, I'm going to remind you once again. We are introducing bounties to the game. Once that we're down to the top 8 teams, bounties will be introduced. Actually, they have already. The teams know what they are. But we have a full list of bounties that the teams can complete during their matches. So for every single match that they play, each team can complete one bounty. They don't have to. They're optional. But if they do, they get $50. So bounties would be win a game with Gazlo, win a game playing a team that only has Overwatch heroes, win a game with Meme Blades variant, or win a game with a team that has 3 healers, something like that. Now, the teams can do that. They don't have to. If they just want to play for the prize money, they're absolutely okay doing that as well. But if they think that they have a chance to win with one of those bounties, they can do that. Each team has their own bounty board, their own list. But once one bounty has been crossed off, you can't complete the same bounty again. So you can't just complete bounty after bounty, just playing Gazlo in every single game, for example, or in every single match at least. But each team has their own board. So just because one team played Gazlo doesn't mean that the other teams can't do it anymore. All of this is optional. They can do that to increase their payout a little bit, but it's not mandatory in any way, shape, or form. So we're going to be seeing what the teams are going to pull off, what they are willing to do. If some of them are just looking for the tournament victory, if some believe that they can win the tournament and still bust out some of the bounties, possibly if you have a 1-0 lead, you're willing to risk something on the second map, but it could also backfire, of course. So that's the bad news. But it's going to be wild. I'm actually really looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. Now that we're heading into our best of 5 here, our grand final, our first map, we have again a predetermined map. We've been doing this for all of the qualifiers here already. Whenever we're heading into game number 1 of the best of 5, the map is determined by us. We played Blackheart's Bay, Haunted Mines, all of those sexy ones. And now we have Warhead Junction. And the teams have immediately like, so how do you play this map again? It's actually kind of easy. You take warheads, it doesn't matter what you do with them, and then once that you take the second boss at the top, you push with it and you win the game. That's essentially what happens here. A little bit simplified. Now the warheads can still be fairly useful, of course. You can start to path the way a bit on the top lane. You can also use it for the boss push or to win the boss. But essentially at the end of the day, the boss is what normally wins you the game. Very rarely do you see, at least on this level of play, a game end without the boss being used at least partially to make it happen. Now, this might be the game that proves me wrong, that breaks the rule, but we have Blaze starting up for the Bratwurst boys. And yeah, we'll see what the Raiders can do now. Tracer and Lucio. So, Hunter Orc already starting to zip around a little bit. But yeah, I'm highly interested in what we're getting from the Raiders. At this point, they must be so fed up with all of this. They have been trying to go up against, or trying to beat the Bratwurst boys time and time again. They came close multiple times, but they still haven't really pulled it off. So, this isn't necessarily the game that is going to change anything. We're currently looking at the number 1 team in the leaderboard going up against the number 2 team. So, nothing really changes if the Raiders win it. This is like for honor at the end of the day, as Hans would say. But once that we're heading into the playoffs, that's where you want to bust out your secret strategies. Maybe involving Gazlo, Murky, Kel'Thuzad, Nova to complete some bounties in the process, of course. But this is those are the games that really matter the most. Over here, we'll see. Sylvanas gets banned. Final ban for the red team on this one. And what is the red team, the blue team now shutting down? With Blaze Diablo, they have a super tanky frontline already. Brightwing is the support, so you have at least some global presence. We could have seen something along the lines of the Haka. And just generally, when you're thinking about the fight or the boss, I think what gives you the best chance of winning that. Diablo with Apocalypse or even Lightning Breath could be good, and they're banning Tyrael. I like that. Tyrael with the Sanctification can really win you that spot. So can Falstad, by the way, with a good gust. If you want to have more global presence, you can go for the Birdie. We already have Lucio to speed up rotations from them either way. But you could go for the Bird. So, let's have a look. Main tank. Second damage dealer. Side laner, I have nothing. Show me what you got, boys. Gavlo with his traditional Tracer. There's Imperius, and we get Malthael. So, are we gonna see a triple frontline for them? Or is Imperius really just gonna be played main tank again? He's been played as a main tank for a long time. There was a phase in the game where we've seen Imperius like consistently as a main tank, like time and time again. So now that we're going into the final pick for our first map in the best of 5 series, what are the Raiders gonna do? What's the final choice? Actually, blue team also has some picks. I'm a man ahead of my time, so I was already in the next draft rotation. But there is Genji and Li Ming, the reset duo. So Genji, Li Ming, Swift Strike reset, full Li Ming ability reset as she's jumping through. Ultralisk is trying to get the damage out again. Obviously super strong on this one. And that leaves us with Nano as the final pick. So yeah, what are we getting? Do they go triple melee, or is Nano not gonna add another range damage dealer? Most of his heroes are actually up. And they pick the Haka. There's our triple frontline. Game number 1, Warhead Junction. Let's go, everybody. The first map in the grand final. Game number 1, Bratwurst against Raiders. Over on the left, we got Hazorps on Blaze, Death Knight on Brightwing, Dino with Genji, Masquerade on Diablo, and Ultralisk is playing Li Ming. To the right side of the map, the opponents, the Raiders, with Sven on Dehaka. Malthael gets played by Nano. We have Gavlo on Tracer, twice on Imperius, and Huntok on Lucio. Well, apparently they had to pause the game because Ultralisk all of a sudden disappeared. I assume that he didn't drop out of the game, but instead just, yeah, went away. Maybe got himself something to drink, I don't know. So, yeah. It's kind of wild. The first time that I actually met Ultralisk in person, I believe he was like 16 or 17. And then the next event, he was all of a sudden able to drive and got himself a driver's license. And I was just like, yeah, that's a scary thought right there. They all of a sudden let you drive cars around? It's like, damn. Tell me when you're in Spain, so I'm hiding in my apartment. Nah, this is obviously, honestly, this is the best thing. If you're at offline events, it's so awesome when you're actually able to talk to the players a little bit. It doesn't even necessarily mean as a caster, but just generally from person to person. In most esports, the players are very approachable, depending on the event, especially on the smaller events. And it's just always so nice to finally, you know, put faces to the tags, to the player names, and just talk to people a little bit, and it's just amazing. It's probably the best thing and my favorite thing when we're talking about any kind of offline event. That's not only true for the players, but it's always great when you're having, you know, somebody out of your audience coming in and saying like, hey, I'm this and that guy. Now, I gotta admit that I have a pretty shitty memory when it comes to names, and I forget half of that, but it's just so cool because online is so weird. It's always like there's so many haters and people, you know, that say stuff they would never dare to say in your face because they would just immediately knocked out. But it's just annoying sometimes. Even people that don't mean to be mean, sarcasm and anything else doesn't really translate properly when you're just having a chat available. And you can, at times, be fairly... it can be challenging. Especially in team game communities, it can be quite challenging. It's just so nice to go to an event and to meet actual fans, you know, the people that are maybe lurking in chat, lurking on YouTube or wherever it is. Just come in, talk to them a bit directly, and them coming over and saying like, hey, really like this and that, and just, it's a totally different interaction, and it makes up for a lot. So oftentimes when motivation is pretty low and then you have an offline event coming, it always boosts your spirit quite a lot when you are able to talk to real fans, real people, players included. So yeah, every now and then it's just needed. So if you've never been at an offline event, I'm just saying I highly recommend it. We obviously had last year, for example, the Heroes International, the Nations Cup, which was incredible. If you haven't watched that yet, there's a playlist on my YouTube channel. You should check it out. This is the best Heroes of the Storm tournament that we had in, I believe, 6-7 years or so. And that includes quite a few Blizzard events. So we had multiple teams offline in Berlin, from Korea, from North America, and also from Europe. Had multiple caster teams. It was incredible. So if you haven't watched it yet, you really owe it to yourself to check it out. It's on my YouTube, and it's the Nations Cup offline final playlist. It's insane, especially the grand final, but I would recommend to make your way slowly throughout all of them. And that's where we had a huge audience too. So it was fantastic to see some people there, since the event was in Europe. It was possible for a lot of people to come and join, but I would recommend that at some point in your life, if you haven't attended an offline event yet, you try to make it happen. It's definitely worth it. So, with that said and done, we're now having Diablo at the bottom, still playing it out in a 1v1. Even here, skirmishes are happening all over those warheads. The first objective has now spawned, and there's still one available. There's actually 3 available in total. 1 already claimed. As I said, boss highly important on this map. So if you're playing for win, then you should definitely have a strategy for the boss in your arsenal. And there's first blood. Lucio goes down, has been eliminated. Nicely played. Alright. And can they go for Nano here? They try. Dino is also low, and he's the one that falls. Genji gets murdered. Masquerade is slowly rotating away towards the fountain and is able to tap it quickly. But twice, he's not gonna escape Ultralisk. Ultralisk is just too dangerous on Liming. Can't let him get that close to you. So that is 2 kills to 1, and they're picking away some of the additional warheads that are still on the map here. 4 minutes in, the brawls are coming. Sven gets a connect with the Tong, but he's in real trouble. Lucio is coming and is helping him out, and if not for that little burrow play that he made, that could have been a real issue. Now Hunter is losing half of his HP, with Ultralisk just going through one quick rotation and adding Calamity to all of that. So, yeah, pretty nice. Li Ming gets propped though. Ultra is getting a bit too confident here. He has a lot of reasons to be confident, but in this case he overdid it slightly. So yeah, I didn't see that rotation coming, and Diablo was also caught, so that's 2 kills now against the blue team. As we have some momentum for the Raiders. They're going for the additional warheads, and at the top there's already some damage done. Now again, I personally think that top lane is by far the most important because of the boss. And if you are able to take out some of your opponent's forts or just structures, generally speaking, before the boss is even taken, I mean, even better. It's going to do way more work. The first one is normally doing solid damage, but it's really the second one, and of course, if it comes to that, a third one that you really need to be careful about, because those things just absolutely wreck structures. Talk about wrecking things. Li Ming gets killed again. Ultral is dead for the second time now. Hunter was nearly destroyed, but with Li Ming not getting the kills, she's not getting the resets. And what are Li Ming and Diablo doing? I think the two are dating or something. They are always going back to the Nexus together, and that's starting to make me a little bit suspicious. If you have 2 of them disappear at the same time, over and over again, there's definitely something fishy going on. So get a room, you two. I mean, seriously. Now, topside, we got Brightwing against the Haka. Not really a fair battle. There's level 10 too. Not a big gap in experience, but suffice to say, the Raiders are pulling ahead a bit. Yeah, the Raiders are pulling ahead slightly. Blaze still active down at the bottom of the map, and we got level 10 abilities now. So, with that here in the middle, the attacks are also still coming. And, oops, mouse lagging. They're trying to go for the camp now as well. So, it's party time. Can they get a kill? Twice? Low? And he gets murdered. There's the kill against Ultralisk. Li Ming is really one of their prime targets, but now it is actually Genji and Tracer that are going toe-to-toe here. Tracer falls to Genji, so Dino is doing tons of damage, but he might not survive the fight either. 4 kills to 6, the camp taken by the blue team. They have 2 camps now at the bot lane, and they are getting another kill against the Haka. Nice. Well done. So this was actually pretty sweet. They've destroyed the bottom fort now, thanks to the pushes that they had there. And in the meantime, all the way up at the top, we have Hazorb still pushing this one out. And in the middle, I mean, again, it's fairly even for now. The problem with the Bratwurst boys is that initially it's always it's seemingly even. They look like they, you know, they might lose this. And then after level 10 at some point, they're just stepping it up completely. And they are brutalizing the other team, murdering where they stand, and just bringing all of the momentum in. And this is always the danger when you're going up against them. So it could happen again here. Masquerade with the aggression once more as they're starting to move in for this. Yeah, they're going for Diablo once again, trying to get some additional hits in here. Masquerade, careful. Bunker is up, so he's going to be safe for now. Both of the teams on level 12, but the topside fort is in trouble because the camp is still pushing through and it's doing some work here as we have some warheads spawn on the map again. Generally talking about the damage output, we have Genji on 20,000, Liming on 15k, 16 for Malthael, who's of course trying to get some more last right stacks together. Another attack, twice. Careful, has to be really low. Ah, he gets killed again. The last rights is out. Malthael dies. Diablo survives. Now they lose Tracer. Boy, this is falling apart quickly. Hunter Orc is trying to escape and he's able to zip away. But with 4 heroes being killed, this is a mad lead now for the blue team. They take out the top 4. They could go for boss, for warheads, whatever they want to do here. They definitely have the option to pull it off. So it's nicely done and a small little advantage for them now with another warhead down at the bottom of the map, likely being picked up by Genji now as Masquerade is dropping one, as you can see here, into the middle to try and take the wall out. They have a 1-level lead. They're 3 kills ahead and are doing a pretty neat job in all of this. So yeah, another has been picked up by Dino, and they're also attempting to reclaim Vision. Now, it's only a level lead. There's no talent advantage just yet. That's a saving grace, I would say, for now. But they still got to be super careful how they're playing this one now, because if the blue team is winning more fights the way that they just did in the last engagement, then they are going to pull ahead further and further, and at some point you're just going to get absolutely snowballed by your opponent. So yeah, right now the attacks are happening here in the middle. There's still a camp at the bottom of the map that Dehaka will have to deal with. And they're looking for another jet propulsion connect. Now the wall is gone. It took the wall out. It's a little bit of a... I mean, it slowed down slightly. The pace definitely slowed a little bit. Seems like the Bratwurst boys were not confident enough to go for boss, probably because the death timers were still fairly low and they had to send some of their heroes back to the Nexus. But another collapse onto Twice, and he is gone. Twice is down. That's the problem with the Imperious main tank these days, that he's killed fairly easily. He's still a super strong asset to have, but this triple frontline isn't quite working for them. Nano, of course, on Malthael doesn't stand a chance here. I was hoping to get someone low enough to drop a last rights on them and get a kill in return. But they outplayed him, played it slow, and now they have level 16 any moment, and they're going for the boss at the top. Now we're 10 minutes in, so this is still a very early one. Usually the top boss is not going to be getting you to a full-on victory, but it should help them to drop either the keep or at least get it very low, assuming that they're pushing with it. And considering the fact that they have a level 16 talent advantage over the red team, this is still highly likely. So right now there is a big chance of making something happen here, and there's no way that the Raiders are getting level 16 talents for themselves in time for this. Bit of an attack here in the middle. Gavlo is trying to at least take this down a notch, but yeah, this top side is going to be in real trouble, especially since they're also firing away another warhead that they have, so this is opening the gate up even faster. There's no chance. I mean, in the middle, yes, the fort is maybe even going to get destroyed if Tracer stays. But look how quickly this keep disappears. This is the power of a boss on Warhead Junction. They're coming in for kills. They're trying to end the game. They're trying to end the game right now. Keep is already gone, and Warhead might collapse right here now. With Malthael and Dehaka gone and Twice dying as well. There's no denying it anymore. Lucio dies too. The only survivor is Tracer. She zips away. The core is trying to run, but it can't. It is fully rooted into the ground. No escape possible. It's a victory for the Bratwurst boys in game number 1 with a 5-man team wipe. They cement the victory on map number 1, going through the Raiders like hot butter through cheese. GG, well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Towers of Doom, map number 2. A shocking development. Insanely shocking development. You know what happened? It was insane. It was crazy. The Raiders decided that they want to have first pick and first ban, which gave the Bratwurst boys map choice. And you know what they did? They picked Towers of Doom. Can you believe it? Boy, I didn't see that coming. It's like, it's such a novelty. The Bratwurst boys picking Towers of Doom. Say it ain't so. So yeah, fascinating development here. Nobody could have foreseen that. It just, yeah, it hit us all hard. Like we, Like, at this point, I can pick the map just immediately whenever they have map choice. It's essentially what it is. So yeah. So yes, the Bratwurst boys go for the map that they always go for. Now we'll see what happens. Maiev gets banned out. There's obviously still the Vikings factor, the Abathur factor at the end of the day. So there's a couple of things that they can actually do. Yeah, so let's have a bit of a look. The Raiders, they got the short end of the stick in the last game. It was a bit rough. Because, again, that boss push at the top. The front line just didn't work for them. They were hoping to run it with a lot of CC with a triple melee front line with Imperius as a main tank, but it obviously didn't really work for them. So they got just destroyed in that last fight, and with the boss push towards the core, it ended super quickly. Now that we're heading into towers in the best of 5, we have them with a lead in the series, obviously. Now, keep in mind that we have one draft rule for the tournament, and that is that you can't play a hero twice within the same series. So everybody that was played on map number 1, all those 10 heroes, they cannot be picked again. So that's the only little caveat here. And then not banning Vikings. Now, there is obviously the little... Well, I guess Sven could play them. But if the Bratwurst boys really want to play Vikings on this map, if Hazu takes it, he is going to take it in the second rotation. Sorry, in the first rotation. The first one too. Because if he doesn't do that, they're most likely going to be banned out. So, yeah. Anduin gets banned, but yes, Vikings are actually open, are for once not getting banned here against Hazu. And Sven could play it too. Samuro is also up, could be played by either Ultralisk or Sven. So I guess it depends a little bit. Ultralisk has been playing a lot of Samuro here, they even played Samuro on Abathur a couple of times. And there they are. Vikings locked in right away for Sven, even as a first pick. I like it. I'm not quite sure if the blue team was gambling a little bit and hoping that they could pick them for themselves, or if they thought, okay, this is a possibility. So now that Sven has taken them, question is, how are the boys in blue reacting? Now they got one of the most popular Brightwing players in the game, and there's the Samuro Abathur combo. I told you just a second ago that Ultralisk is likely going to do something like that, or at least that it's an option, and well, there it is. So we have Samuro Abathur against the Vikings for now. Glory to the Raiders. Let's go. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. It definitely will be. That brings us to the double pick before we're heading into the next ban. Cassia and Garrosh. I'm actually a little bit surprised that teams are not starting to ban either Samuro or Abathur a little bit more often against the Bratwurst boys on this map, because now we have seen this combo between Abathur and Samuro several times by them, and with big success. The ban on Zarya makes perfect sense. If anything, I'm surprised that they didn't pick Zarya Garrosh in that rotation, because if you're playing Vikings, you want to have a really strong 4-man, and if you are thinking about Garrosh Zarya, you should pick the two of them immediately. Everything else can come later. But they want to prioritize Cassia here, so no Zarya for them. And we'll see. But yeah, final ban for map number 2, and it's Sylvanas. Okay. Sylvanas gets banned out. And the next double pick here. What's Dino going to play? I mean, they are at this point obviously going to try to play a couple of heroes that are also doing well with Abathur. So Masquerade could play Muradin again. That would be a good one for him. Muradin with the symbiote is insanely tanky, especially after level 13. So, is it going to be a Muradin pick? They go Deathwing. Masquerade, change your skin. No chicken. Don't go for that ugly turkey skin. It is a majestic dragon. You have no right to turn it into that abomination. Blizzard should be sued into the ground for actually putting that skin out for Deathwing. Makes him look like a big turkey, like a skinned chicken. Like that. Not okay. Well, we get Rhaegar together with it. Final double pick. And here we go. Malfurion and Illidan. They did it once before with Illidan. So, let's see. Illidan is in the house. And that brings us to Dino, the final pick here, as it's going to be a main tank Deathwing apparently. Taking a look at what Nick has been playing in the past. Okay. So, Dino, last but not least, Towers of Doom, map number 2 everybody. And it is... Hanzo. Really? Nobody's excited when Hanzo all of a sudden shows up to their party. Nobody's like, oh boy, yeah. It's like nobody. So yeah, kind of sad. Nah, not excited. I'm looking at the Vikings and the Samurai Abathar combo. That's a lot better. So guys, game number 2, Towers of Doom. Game number 2, we're on Towers of Doom, everybody. And the blue team on the left side in the lead in this best of 5 series with Hazorbs on Abathar, Death Knight on Rhaegar. Masquerade is playing Deathwing, Dino rocking Hanzo, and Ultralisk on Samuro. To the right side of the map, opponents, the Raiders, everyone, with Nano on Cassia, Hunter Orc on Malfurion. We have Gavlo on Illidan, Sven on the Vikings, and Twice on Garrosh. The Illidan pick is a bit wild, not gonna lie there. Now, there is of course one caveat. There aren't really a lot of stuns for the Bratwurst boys. They don't really have a whole lot. They got a bit of CC, but when we're talking actual stuns, there's not a lot going on for them. So, Illidan could be okay, I guess. It's not really a pick that you see a whole lot, and for a very good reason. It's difficult to make him work. If they can somehow pull it off, I mean, fantastic, but time will tell if they actually have a chance here, because right now, he will still have to deliver. He will have to stack his level 1 quest quite a lot if he wants to make all of this happen and get a big impact. He could be pulling it off, but yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Right now, it's an interesting choice, but considering the fact that there's not a lot of CC, it's kind of important. People are always like talking like, yeah, you need blind against Illidan, which is of course silly as hell. What you need against Illidan is some good stuns, and then you kill him. That's the best way to deal with him. If you happen to also have a hero that has a blind, that's nice, but this is not why you pick heroes, at least not in the first place. It's not the primary thing. Jojo has a lot of CC and has also Blessed Shield that she can use. She has then... oh, Cassia down. She has then in addition also Blind, which can be quite helpful. Which is, by the way, just insanely silly. Like, why the hell does Blind count a blind guy? That makes no sense. I mean, Blizzard, please. The hell were you thinking? Illidan is just sitting there as like, he has a blindfold, literally cannot see a thing, and then he gets blinded by Cassia. It's like, oh no, now I can't hit anything anymore. Woo-hoo-hoo. So, yeah, Blizzard, like, seriously dropping the ball on that. Deathwing got kind of killed. Olaf at the top gets murdered. Yeah, this is just like the Samuro Abathar combo once again. It is such a cancerous comp. Totally ridiculous. About as ridiculous as the skin, I might say. Maybe not quite as, but yeah, like look at this. This is a turkey. This goes into the oven and then you eat it. That's what that is. Does that scream Majestic Dragon to you? If it does, you need glasses. If it, you need glasses if you think that's a dragon. That's a turkey. That's an oversized turkey. So yeah, right now, Masquerade on the turkey is gonna try and get some damage in here. But he's already losing half his HP. Top side, the wall is gone, and Gavlo is now taking care of it. Illidan is always just fun. Illidan is just like nuts. Illidan is like that hyper-active guy. Is like always like running around, jumping around, attacking, and is trying to do his thing there. Never really pausing for even a moment. I mean, this guy is just absolutely on drugs, if anything. So now that we have 2 kills to 1 and a slight advantage in experience for the Raiders, we'll see how they continue this. But down at the bottom of the map, Twice is already starting to take position. Illidan is starting to fight this out. It's obviously a lot of control with the Vikings. Abathar is slugging his way out of the fight. Sven wanted the kill, but can't do anything here. So far, the Vikings haven't been able to get a single altar channel. Oh, Rhaegar, Death Knight, and he's alive. Topside, Samuro is doing his thing, and as long as we still have Abathar assisting some of the heroes with the symbiote, he can do quite a lot. Particularly at the top side, he's just chasing the Vikings off time and time again in an attempt to get another bell tower for the team. Whereas down here, with level 7 kicking in, we might see a channel. They go for the kill instead, or at least try to. Dino's a bit low, gets a heal. Pumpkins are making it in. Masquerade still blocking up at the front. And Abathar needs to be also careful, because Sven Splashier is starting to damage Abathar as well. Deathwing! Yeah, he's Deadwing and nothing else. He nearly got Gavlo at least, but he survived, so that doesn't help them. It's a talent advantage, an experience and a talent lead for the Raiders. And it's starting to get a bit worrisome. I mean, Ultralis is not going to get that altar. He can delay it and can deny it, but Khaldor is now channeled at the bottom of the map. Of course, there is a problem when you don't have that added hit point pool of Abathur in those team fights. And once that we get the level 10 ability and the copy, then he can finally start to participate properly in the battles. There is a bounty, by the way, for the playoffs to play Abathur with Monstrosity and win a game with him. So if we see Monty the Monstrosity in the playoffs, that's why. Now, Dainu, Death Knight, all down here at the bottom of the map. And of course, Khaldor is moving around in the middle, has 13 stacks now, and is also starting to stack up on Unbound, so gains the second charge on the Sweeping Strike if he completes it. A lot of stacking talents coming in. And Ultralisk, is he actually going to be able to pull it off? No. Oh! Somebody got sniped and they get the altar. Nice. That was pretty cool. That was a really nice Deathwing move. Poor Eric. He thought he was fine and then he just got dropped. And Illidan is again going full bananas over here. I really like Illidan as a hero. I just don't. He's just not as strong as he should be. There's a triple kill. Nicely done. Yeah, they get the triple kill here and they go for some more. You know what? I could show you a replay of this particular fight, but I decided not to because we had something much more epic. We had the insta snipe off Eric. So yeah, they were here. So here comes. Abathur starting and bam. So damn good. That was honestly way more impactful than what we saw afterwards. It was a really nice move that allowed them to get the altar channel. They had the early level 10 on top of it. We're having them with Illusion Master now and of course the Ultimate Evolution. So now you can start to push structures even more. Illidan is going to be a little bit of a question on how exactly they are going to be able to get him stacked on level 1, like how much damage it really is going to be. He has a lot of targets that he can go for, of course, where he can start to pad this a bit. Yeah, level 10 is so far missing for Hanzo, which makes me slightly suspicious. Would you really consider going Meme Strike here? Really? No, there's the arrow. You need some stuns at least. I mean, give me at least something to work with. Just look at Abathur Samuro here. Again, up at the top, Hazo has gone for the copy, and they're just like chunking this down. Ultralis is now moving away. Hazo still does damage, and we're only 7 minutes in, and they nearly got a bell tower conversion. Malfurion is going to channel this one. Not a I keep forgetting Deathwing. There's some mines on the map too. Another snipe. It's so annoying. Deathwing on this map is just such a nuisance. Gets one, drums down, superhero landing, and now they really have to fight this. But the top bell tower has nearly fallen. Twice Tranquility had to be used to save him, and they can. Dino was hoping to get the proper angle to Hanzo him completely, but couldn't. Samura is now starting to move back down, but here comes Illidan. Khaldor tries Masquerade, flying away straight into the rest of the team. And he gets out! No! Illidan! And he dies too. That's a death fully worth it. Any kind of melee assassin is going to tell you, yeah, that was worth it right there. They're interrupting the channel again, and it is just a bananas game. This is all over the place here. It's super fun. Vikings, Abathur, Deathwing, interrupting, kills, trying to go in again with another symbiote. And it's carnage. Chaos and carnage. All day, every day. Olaf jumping in, sacrificing himself for a good cause. Gets Hanzo the second later. Balog has been pushing out the top lane. Vikings with the ult, trying to pressure for the bell tower now as well. As Dino gets the channel. Nicely done, but they're not done with the fight yet. They go for twice, at least they try. Can they drop him? Can they go for Malfurion? They have Hazu with a copy on Rhaegar, but it's just not enough. All those heals coming in, and still an leading experience for the Raiders. That grants them the early level 13. Trying to go for Sven. Can't quite get him. And Khaldor, no! Illidan! Superhero landing for Masquerade, as once again Deathwing appears. But Illidan at least got out. Doesn't change the fact that Abathur still has Mule. And can help a lot with those towers, with those bell towers. Ultralisk, yeah, gets an assist here from Samuro again. with Symbiote. Has now also is level 13, so much transferences in. That really helps. And he is just going for structures again. It's a beauty. It's such an annoying strategy and such an annoying composition to go up against. 33,000 for Hanzo, 23,000 for Cassia. Illidan's still quite low here, but of course he's never going to really get into that top damage position either way. It's more about the single target damage and his chase ability later. That's really important. Camp gets taken, yeah, and they're trying to force him into the fight as Abathur and Samuro are going for the bell tower, and they make the conversion happen. They get the bell tower at the top right, and now it's a 5 versus 3 situation on the map. 7 kills, 2-4. Yeah, and I mean, Illidan is getting there. He's already sitting at 48 stacks now. It's really nice damage on his level 1. If he gets into a brutal late game, he could do a lot here. And he's really strong on structures too. The more space he has to work with, the better. And as I said, there's not a lot of stuns. And especially if arrows don't connect like this one, they won't be able to really deal with him. At that point, it's only direct damage that you can do to him. Just try and kill him before he kills you. That's essentially the goal then. But they are going to be outpushed. Belok is trying to retake the top. There's the Ancestral. Death Knight is still low, and they get Garrosh. Garrosh is done for. Hazu with the double Rhaegar. They go for Malfurion, and boy, are they getting murdered. Illidan is the only survivor, the only one that was able to employ the French defense and run away as fast as he could. So now they're opening up another bell tower opportunity here in the bot lane. And in the middle, Samuro is continuing that spiel as he's trying to also eliminate another one. They're retaking top side, of course, so it's not like they're going to go for full control yet. But they are doing work. One bell tower down, another one about to be taken. So they are pulling further and further ahead in this, with Rhaegar now going for an additional camp as well. So can't quite take it just yet, but they're close. They're really close. They have level 16. They're taking the pumpkins. And Samuro is already back up towards the top and is doing his thing here. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, yeah. Wasn't there some lore that Malfurion and Illidan are actually brothers? I mean, if that's actually true, guys, then I want a DNA test. If I'm the dad, I want a DNA test. Have you looked at these two? No way they are related. I mean, look at those two guys. Insane. One cool as hell and an absolute badass, and the other one is about as much of a soy boy as Hanzo. So, yeah, I want a DNA test right there. that is not a thing. I'm sorry. I reject that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. They are retaking the bot lane. A little bit of momentum for Illidan now. So he's starting to slowly pick it up here. Masquerade is the one that has the biggest problem, and his problem is the lack of hit points. So, there we go. All the way up at the top, on the other hand, that's where we're getting another bell tower likely taken by Ultralisk. But I really think that there could be a problem with Illidan in the late game. The more damage he builds up on his auto attacks, the more of a problem this is going to become, because they are lacking stun. They have nearly no stun here. They have some, but it's nothing too crazy. Hazo this time with the copy on Hanzo. Top bell tower has been reclaimed by Samuro, so there's that. 29 to 28 points on the core. So, really close. 3 shots fired, off we go. And we have 26 to 28. And I'm telling you, as the game continues, the Raiders are going to pick up some steam. Yes, Samuro is going to be annoying, but Illidan can drive these fights. And I think he will. Death Knight is dead. And I'm starting to really call it for the Raiders. Unless Samuro is somehow able to really work it, and he might be. Malfurion down, okay, they get Garrosh, they get Cassia. So yeah, taking the fights like that is definitely going to help them. 5 bell towers to 3 still, as Samuro retook the top. Illidan is not getting as many stacks anymore as I thought he would. He's at 55, and he has now on 16 the Fiery Brand, which is awesome against the frontliners as well. But he needs way more damage if they want to control the late game. It's already been doing quite nicely for him, but it's just not enough. And now Illidan dies. They really wanted him, and they got him. So, yeah, get those minions, get those heroes, and really get that number up. Then they might have a chance in the late game. The problem is they're losing too much control of the map too quickly, and level 20 is in too. They needed to keep that in play for him. Yeah. Retaking this might be a thing, but Sven is stopped and the Mule is healing it up. So a couple of shots are likely going to be fired now. They're going to get some shots. Yeah, the barrage is starting. Not for long, because again, oh, Deathwing is actually trying to slow them down further. So they are trying. They have to retake this as quickly as they can. But the first few shots are being fired. Now the entire team is rotating over. They're going for Garrosh. Can they get the kill? They still have it. They still have the bell tower. Cassia's trying to retake it. They could go for some channels here, but yep, the bell tower is reclaimed, but many shots have been fired, and the channel is happening. That is 6 more shots against the red team. Abathar has taken the bottom. The slug! No! No! Slap him, baby! Slap him! Alright. Had to go for the copy. Illidan's gonna wait it out down there. No, he isn't. Illidan is not waiting it out. He's trying to help the team. Abathar is still alive. Nano dies. Garrosh dies. And now Illidan's waiting. And they know he's waiting. And they're like, dude, no. We're saving the slug. We're saving the king of the game.
Hail to the king, baby.
And he killed him. Heresy. Heresy. Yep, Illidan kills Abathar, but he is going to pay a price, and that price is his life. So, they're down to 12 points on the core, the red team, and there is still one altar up. So if this one gets channeled, they're down to 6, they're in the single digits, and there's a boss, of course, on the map too. With 3 heroes dead, they could try and retake the top bell tower too, and they're already on the way. The shots are fired. There it is. And now that they're going for the top control again, Abathar doesn't have the copy. He's also dead. So 30 seconds and then they can go for it again. But yeah, they definitely want to have the bell tower now. And there's pumpkins at the bottom of the map pushing as well that they have to stop. This might actually be the end. Honestly, if after this they go straight up for the boss, it's going to be the end. Can they retake in the middle before... Maybe they can. Maybe they can before 2 shots are fired. 2 shots is what they need. Yeah, first shot any second. If a second one makes it in, then the boss is going to be enough. And they deny it. They denied the second shot, so it's 5 points on the core. 1 altar. Yep. We'll see. Right now, hits are coming. I mean, the red team is throwing everything that they have against them, but it's not a whole lot. So, 51,000 damage for Cassia, 81,000 for Hanzo. Samuro is causing more problems at the top by taking pumpkins. So now they have to send some heroes topside to deal with those. And with Abathar Samuro, they can go for the copy again and try and make a move at that middle bell tower. And of course, there's still the boss, which at some point has to be removed. Ultralis trying to slow them down. Those guys might make it. Illidan in the middle of the map gets attacked. They're trying to wrap around to stop the pumpkins, I suppose. Ooh, this is way too close. All right, they're going to make it in. Pumpkins are going to make it in. They're going to be down to 2 points on the core. 2 points. Big arrow. Good connect. Deathwing jumping in as both teams are now relying on level 20 talents. He's rushing out. Core is to 2 points against 26. Vikings are trying to sneak both of the altars. Might be getting them. Nobody's moved towards the top yet. Abathar gets a kill and the Vikings are starting to channel. Is anybody... Yes, Dino's interrupting. Dino's interrupting, gets 1, and bam, he's gone. So now the big fight for the final altar right here. Who gets the kill? Rega is about to die, and they lose Malfurion. Each team now without a support. Both lost their healer. The Vikings get the channel, and the game is gonna last a little bit longer. 22 points against 2 on the core now. Yeah, Ultralis gets attacked too. Sven might lose a few here. Abathar has the copy and could still use it. As they're starting to move in. They are low. Nano in particular. Nano is really low. Oh, they dropped twice. Twice is gone. And that might just be the end. Only 2, and Illidan gets stunned. Doesn't care. And simply moves away. Ultralisk is still fine, and now the question, do they go for bell tower control? Do they go for pumpkins? Do they go for boss? They have a lot of things that they could now try to pull off here. But it seems like they're going to go for more bell tower control, and if they lock it in, it's a victory. Which are you going to retake? No, this is over. It's over. It's game. GG. They can't take it in time. Ladies and gentlemen, 2-0 for the Bratwurst boys. as we are heading into game number 3 of the best of 5 series. GG and well played. Nicely done. Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 3. So, it got a little bit wild on Tomb of the Spider Queen. It was a wild one for sure. But now we're heading into map number 3, which is essentially also map point. It could be the final map in the qualifiers, guys. It could be the final map before we're heading into the playoffs next week. Bratwurst boys in the lead. Yeah, now the big question. What are we going to see the teams pull off here? What's going to be the wild plays and drafts? 20 years have been played, cannot be played again. Outside of that, you're still fine and good to go. I think Jojo hasn't even been played yet, right? Jojo, Sylvanas, both of them could get banned in the first rotation. Or we might get lucky enough to have both of them played, who knows. But okay, let's see what we're gonna go for here with Tomb. Maiev. Ultralisk maybe with Kerrigan on this map? What do you guys think? I think that might be a good one. Sergeant Hammer, yep, don't want to deal with that. But I think we could get Ultralisk. I have also a slight feeling that this is going to be one of the maps where the Bratwurst boys might actually YOLO. And just like go for some wild stuff. It's been one of those days. I can't even put my finger on it why. But I would believe it. I would actually believe it, that they're coming in and saying, you know what? How about we play Butcher again? Maybe not Butcher necessarily, but yeah, we'll see. Now either way, we have Vala banned out, which is already a shame. I'm still looking at Ultralisk and the potential Kerrigan pick. But this is going to be later down the road. It's not going to do that right now. So, final ban in the first phase. Maybe Chromie. Yeah. Get rid of some Nanos heroes, for example. If you're not happy to play into Chromie. Yeah, okay, they banned Jojo. So, Johanna was always one that could have been banned out here. She's just absolutely amazing on Tomb of the Spider Queen with all of the AoE that she brings. And, of course, a fantastic tank just in general. But, yeah, the chance to ban out Nanos Chromie was definitely there. But they're going for Junkrat first. A little bit of mayhem in game number 3. As the Raiders are hoping to start a reverse sweep. We have seen reverse sweeps. Last qualifier was a reverse sweep. No, actually it wasn't. It was nearly a reverse sweep. It was still a crazy, crazy series, best of 5 of qualifier number 5. But it wasn't quite a reverse sweep. So, Leo and Anduin. Yeah, so far so boring. Very normal. Nothing exciting to see here just yet. You could play the Butcher with Anduin, you know? Like, he's in trouble, you pull him out, you save him, you get his stacks. They played Butcher one. If there's a team that is going to complete the bounty with Butcher, I believe it's going to be the Bratwurst boys. There's a chance that they're actually going to try and do that. Alright, Anubarak. Hogger. So far, so normal. I mean, nobody has really gone out with anything crazy. Now that you have a Nubarak, there's obviously the question, okay, what you're planning to use as a support. We already have Uther banned. They can go with Nano and drop Chromie if they wanted to and just try and get a stun and then a quick kill. In addition to that, Stitches is now being banned. Masquerade has been playing with him a lot on the map and has been YOLOing out hooks quite a bit. But yeah, with that, we now have the double pick over for the blue team, and maybe now a chance to show us what they got here. Are they gonna go for something a little bit more spicy, or are we just going for full vanilla normal Heroes of the Storm team composition? Suljin and Tyrael. Alright, they're gonna give him the axe again. Yeah. Yeah, Suljin can be kind of fun here. They played him a few times now too. And Suljin can be pretty sweet. Vala, again, was denied to them. I think they might have played Vala, but now that she's gone, Suljin is the weapon of choice. And obviously, you still have Cocoon and some things you can shut them down. But the red team with a double pick. And yeah... Stukov, and there's Kerrigan. Not Ultralisk with Kerrigan. Instead, we're getting Nano with Kerrigan and Stukov to follow up on Anubarak and his stun. pretty solid comp. I mean, a very aggressive one, but this is definitely something that you can play here. So yeah, Karrigan and Nubarak is a bit of a dream team, together with Stukov with the Lurking Arm follow-up. So you have some really, really nice tools to take a single target out. Leaves us with Ultralisk as the final pick. He might have gone Karrigan here. There's definitely a chance. And now they have to decide what else he's going to play. And Ultralisk locks in Medivh. We get our Medivh play, and that is Tomb of the Spider Queen, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of protection for Suljin. Let's see if they can stack him enough to dominate that game in the probably second half of the map. But here we go. Match point for the Bratwurst boys. We're heading straight for Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 3, first match point in the series, and on the left side, the Bratwurst boys with a 2-0 advantage over their opponents, playing with Hazorps on Leoric, Masquerade on Tyrael, we have Ultralisk on Medivh, Death Knight on Anduin, and Dino is playing Suljin. To the right side of the map, the Raiders, trying of course to start a reverse sweep with Hunter Orc on Stukov, Nana on Junkrat, twice on Anubarak, Gavlo with Karrigan, and Sven playing Hogger. Now there are a couple of interesting questions with this already. First question would be, what is Death Knight actually picking as his level 10? I mean, normally the answer would be simple. You would instantly go for the Light Bomb, right? But in this case, who would play with the Light Bomb? Tyrael is the only one that could engage like this. You can technically, I suppose, go Judgment plus Light Bomb. That would be an interesting one. But you can also just simply go for the bubble and try to shield Suljin as much as you can in those team fights. There are a lot of interrupts on the other side though, so not sure how they're going to play this one out. I think Light Bomb might still be the stronger weapon for them, especially if the other team is engaging. Then you have on top of that also Medivh, who is of course not only working his own stacks, but will try and keep that shield ready for Dino throughout the entire game. So there's a couple of things that we could definitely see that would deviate away from the norm. But the brawls that we're getting, this is always going to play into Suljin's hands. It's all about getting not only your baseline completed, but first the big step to get the 15 stacks so that you get a range increase, which makes it much easier for you to stack your order attacks. And yeah, then it's all about level 7 on those Arcanite axes. So Dino's already rotating in. I mean, he is the main damage dealer for the team. There's nobody else that is going to be able to really take these fights out, so they have to protect him properly, which is likely also going to lead into them taking Taz Dingo. If you go into Guillotine, it's more of a meme talent than anything else. But if your whole damage essentially hinges on that one hero, then you need to protect them as best as you can. Now, one thing that they can also do, of course, as Ultra has just shown, I mean, you can technically, I guess, get a Light Bomb through a portal, so that might be an engagement they can use with, let's say, maybe Leo or Tyrael. There's a couple of interesting plays that they could make. Also, talking stacks, I mean, again, it's going to be super important to see what exactly Suljin can do, but in addition to that, we're going to keep an eye out on Medivh. First kill already for the Raiders as they took Masquerade out. As the engage, Suljin gets a shield and gets zipped away. I can already hear the frustration from right where I'm sitting once that the game continues and we're getting to 16 and Anduin has a double pull. Can you imagine how annoying this could be? You get the first round of stuns through, bam, shield. You get the second round of stuns through, target gets zipped out. Cooldowns come back, bam, another shield. So there's a lot of protection that they're getting in this. Suljin also with a lot of free stacks right now, and Gavlo is a free kill. Free experience right there. Yeah, good move. Now, level 7 is not kicking in just yet, but the gems, they certainly are. We have 12 already turned in. Dino gets attacked. Where's Medivh when you need him? Here, portal, and portal control with Junkrat. But they are getting Dino out of the fight. Nice. That's of course the nice thing when you're having at least Junkrat and Stukov in your mix, that you can at least control the portals. You have Stukov with a Lurking Arm that he can get dropped onto a portal whenever it appears, and you have also the Mines of Junkrat. So it's not like you don't have anything that you can play around with. Medivh is going to have a bit of a harder time than another composition to really get big value. He is also getting his stacks insanely quickly. We're having 29 stacks already secured by Ultralisk. So he might have a chance to get this done very quickly. Has to be super careful now, of course, that he is not all of a sudden getting murdered here. But yeah, the hits keep coming. Nice. And Dino is on 8 stacks now. Nothing insane. Portal is there, and they can move away from it. 8 stacks and 32 for Suljin and Medivh, so they are doing well. And they've also turned in a decent amount of gems. 22 have been secured. Dino a bit low, might need some assist, but gets those attacks in. Has 10 stacks, and he can't be mind, he wants that auto attack range increase. Put him to the wall, and then pulls him out, and Dino's gonna die regardless. Isn't he? Is he really? No, he's dead. He's dead, isn't he? What? Okay. Well, if you can't kill him now, good luck later. Turn-in attempt from the red team. 13 stacks for Dino, 37 for Medivh. Medivh really needs to make sure they complete this now. 39! Oh! Junkrat just saved him. He might have died and lost it. And Medivh is done. Okay, so Medivh completed his quest at least. And that's 15 stacks for Suljin, so he has his range increase. And they are now also working on the turn-in, but I suppose it's the blue team that gets... Oh no, they're getting interrupted. Both of them. Hazo might have sacrificed his life for it. Nah, he's still fine. They're not getting any kills here anymore. Suljin, again, standing right there in the middle, gets stunned, uses a portal, gets a shield, has Arcanite access, and is getting the first stacks together for those. So as they're not able to get any kills, this is starting to become a bigger and bigger problem. Hunter Orc is moving in once again, has to be super careful that he doesn't die here. Leoric falls as he's trying to interrupt them, and Hunter Orc gets murdered. Carrigan with the combo attempt. Turn-in has still not happened. Nano now, and he gets interrupted too. The top turn-in is about to happen though. Dino makes it possible for the blue team to get the first set of Web Weavers, and he is sitting at 17 stacks now. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. With Junkrat dying too, boy, are you going to be in trouble here. Suljin is getting his hits in, and this is 3 kills to 2, level 9.5. They're looking really strong here, super solid, as they are working through the minion waves and trying to get the Web Weavers onto those forts. And level 10 is gonna hit. So yeah, they are gonna get level 10 abilities for that push. It doesn't get much better than that. The timing is just impeccable. Light Bomb, Tazdingo, no surprises. Only Masquerade still holding his ult back, but it looks like... Nah, here goes Judgment. Judgment! Straight on the Stukov. And he is getting wrecked. Completely caught here. Now Death Knight, to be fair, might die as well. And does. But as long as they're keeping... Dino? Okay, there's the Tastingo. And they're taking Junkrat out. I was just about to say, as long as they're keeping Suljin alive and allow him to continue stacking, they're going to be absolutely golden here. Carrigan is hoping for an engage, but that fort is gone. Dino slowly retreating. At least Medivh gets killed. What the hell? What the fuck just happened? Are you kidding me? Did you guys see that? What? Masquerade losing 34 gems is a bit sad, but check this out. Have a look at this. Insane! He goes through, kills Inubarak, yeah, I know the replay overlays it slightly, and then escapes with 0 hit points. If he dies there, it's just all out inting. I know it was a bit tough to see in the replay, but still, damn, that was bonkers. What a play. 6 kills to 5, Inubarak is diving in. Yeah, and 25 stacks by now for Suljin. 18 on Arcanite access. But yeah, damn. That was nuts. Now, after that they lost 34 gems. So yeah, that's that. And here are the Web Weavers for the red team, so it's not like they're out of the woods just yet in this game. But at least they can still come in and try to, first of all, take the objective down and also allow Suljin to stack a bit more. Time to also double check on damage, and already we have Suljin with the top damage numbers here, sitting at 22. That's more hits in. Oh yeah, that would have been a sexy Entomb. That would have been a big play. Nice attempt from Hazu. I like it. Suljin gets cocooned. That's a play that they're going to have to make a lot more during the game. Anduin, easy dodge. And yeah, Dino gets saved. Has Tazdingo, could use it if he really needed to. Might have just the Riptire comes out. Yeah, and is still fine. They are going for a potential kill on Hogger though, but Sven was able to get out. Yeah, that's before the Tyrael flank came in. But he doesn't have his ult anymore, so can't do anything about that. Level 13 talents are ready for both of the teams. And Dino is oh so close to getting the double swing on Arcanite Axis. Nice save on twice. Ultralisk trying to save himself and making it happen. Hazu, easy ghost walk straight over towards the portal and grabs it in time. But they lost their top and they lost their bottom fort, so they're actually falling behind in structures. As much fun as it is to look at Suljin and him getting just the dings, ding 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 ding, at the same time it is undeniable that on the map they are slowly falling back a little bit. Now this is a late game composition, obviously. Dino is going to get more and more damage as this continues, with Arcanite Axis being stacked, with his level 1 being stacked. We're now 9-10 minutes in, and he's really trying to be in their face, but there's so many control tools also for the Raiders that is always going to be a little bit tricky. But he is getting some work done. The double swing is now ready. There come the stuns again, and the follow-up attempt from Stukov was also there. Second set of web weavers for the red team, so they are pressuring. They are pressuring hard. And that's the big question right now. How much can they do? Can they get more structures? Can they really just snowball it with one objective after another? Hazu keeps missing these entombs, unlikely for him. But Dino is now at 33 and 32 stacks. He is dropping the damage. They want to kill him again, and this time they might be able to do it. There's the unkillable. He needs a portal. He's dead. No way! Okay, he dies. The Riptire. They're coordinating these attacks really well. They had the Riptire out immediately, knowing that if he makes it through the portal, they have to go for it, and that's exactly what they did. So now they are lacking Suljin, and he's the top damage dealer for them. He's the only real damage dealer for them. Look at the damage output that we have from the other heroes. You have Medivh with 19,000 and Leo with 18, which is better than nothing, I suppose, but it's just nowhere near of what their main damage dealer is giving them. It's at the end of the day, it could be a disaster for them. They've now lost 2 of their keeps, or they're about to lose the second keep. One is already gone. All of the forts are gone. The keep in the middle is in trouble. Suljin is at least back, but they're getting played to the wall here. Every time that Dino dies, it is going to be a disaster for them. And they are going to target him over and over again with everything that they have, trying to control the escape paths. He's now moving towards the top. They're double checking on the boss, which is not being taken here. But does he have the numbers? That's the question. They need to crush him, and it might not be possible. The Raiders, they're not giving up on this game at all. And they might be a bit behind experience, but again, they have the lead in structures, and if they just can get Suljin 1 or 2 more times, they might be able to move through the top lane and go for core. So they're trying. Suljin with 16, and 16 is of course a massive power spike, specifically when we're talking Anduin. So many more tools now to save the day. Stun into stun. Shield is out. Follow up from Nano. Trapping him. Yeah, they're trying. Ultrask is a little bit low. But they're still fine here. Masquerade is also getting away. And there's the ley line. Oh, God. There is Judgment. That didn't really work for them. They were trying with Judgment, with the follow-up there. Didn't do anything for them. Riptire, also not a kill. So a huge amount of shebang for absolutely nothing. Big back and forth with nobody dying. Both team on level 16 though, with the epicenter now ready, with the unbridled energy. And they're pushing in the middle with their minion camp. Plus, well, the camp and the minions trying to go for keep, and this keep is likely going to fall. If they're losing the keep right now, and it certainly looks like they will, then they're down to a single keep. Dino in trouble. Gets, again, a shield. Tazdingo gets saved. But, yeah, he can maybe throw some Arcanite Axis out. They're still losing Tyrael. He gets an explosion here. So, yes, some damage comes through regardless. But the mid keep is now also gone. So, there's only a single fort that has been destroyed by the blue team. And they lost everything except for a single keep. Web Weavers are descending with Tyrael gone. It seems like they're going to try and go for core here. They need to kill Suljin though. There's a light bomb. Chrysalis to dodge out on it. Twice is about to go down, so he's dead. That's at least 1 kill. Core gets attacked, but they're looking for more kills, and Suljin is gone. Kerrigan dies. Death Knight is still there, alive and kicking. They're trying to get Hazorbs in for a good drain. Tyrael will be back in a few more seconds. And Medivh gets a kill against Junkrat up at the top, so good for Ultralisk. They have 9 kills to 8, but it doesn't change the fact that when it comes to structures, they're just taking a full-on beating. So, yeah, Web Weavers are on the map. Congratulations. but you need to actually do something with those bad boys. And that is the big question. Gems galore, they got the turn in, they still hold quite a few. 52,000 damage for Suljin, but all the damage in the world doesn't do anything for you if you're not able to take some structures down and finally gain some momentum. Suljin back in 8 seconds. They take a fort in the middle. They're going to destroy the one at the bottom of the map too, and they have to at least open a few walls if they want to have a chance as all of this continues. So 45 stacks now for Suljin on his baseline, 59 when we're talking about his level 7. 2 forts gone, that alleviates some of the catapult pressure at least. Hazu alone holds 37 gems still. He just turned in and gave them the turn in, and he still has 37 here. 11 on Death Knight. They're essentially looking at another turn in easy if they wanted. And they could go for exactly that. Get that double turn in. Suljin is already in position to get them the Siege Giants now. So yeah, he wants them. And they have 62 gems, so they can get the turn in here. But the red team is fully aware of it. And they're trying to control the turn-in spots once more. They have now also taken a lead in experience. If you're looking at the passive experience here, there's a significant lead. I mean, look at the gap. The passive experience gap because of all the structures that were taken out. That is just... yeah. Way too much. Hazu turned in. That's big. So Leo can now finally also die. Can play a little bit riskier if he has to. More stacks for Suljin. Again, big shove. Trying to go for it. There's the Entomb, finally. Gets the Entomb out. Quick cocoon on Suljin, but Anubarak is dead regardless. And now they're trying for additional kills. They try for Stukov. Big hits. Judgment. The Riptire comes out. Dino is low. Moves in. Masquerade as well. Tazdingo. And is he getting away? Yes, he is. And they killed Kerrigan over on the left. Hazu was able to take her down. And with level 20, they are going to get the upgrade for Dino potentially. If they feel that they need it. And honestly, given how a lot of these fights have been going so far, I think it might not be a bad idea. But either way, 20 versus 20 is going to be the next fight, I guess. There's the Angel of Death, or Justice, depends on how you look at it, I suppose. And we're getting him again with the surprise for you. So even a bit of AoE here. They get the boss at the 16-minute mark, and they might be able to now get the turn in too. And yes, Masquerade is turning in. Web Weavers plus boss, they're going for the big one. They want that top, the minimum is the top side keep. That's the minimum that you have to try and get here. So this is a super sweet comeback now for the Bratwurst boys. They were down to a single keep. They had nothing else. There was a chance for even their core already to be hit, and they just barely saved it. The attack was there. They lost Suljin, but they got 2 kills, and that allowed them to get back. And now it's the big push up at the top. Rest of the lanes, not that much of a priority right now, but over here, this could even go for core if they're getting kills with it. And they have Judgment, they have Entomb, and they get a big Buried Alive. Big one, huge! Yeah, can they get the kill? They go for Hunt Dog at least. Suljin is trying to move in too. Leo dies. Nobody died on the red team. And now Suljin is dead. What a disaster. They could have ended the game here. They lose 3 heroes. The core is likely going to take some damage, but it's not going to be enough damage. 70, 60%. The entire team got wiped. 5-man team wipe. And now just the question if the red team can cross the map in time and end it. What a disaster. Holy hell. Ult never used by Suljin. Was never able to use the ult. Now there's a catapult on the core. They might have to send someone back. Maybe not. This one's also going to fall down here. But yeah, this is likely going to be a victory in the game. 40% on the core. 10 seconds for Tyrael. Boy, oh boy, that's just nasty. Yep, the Bratwurst boys, they screwed it up, and they're losing game number 3. We are going to map number 4, everybody. The Raiders with a big old W on Tomb of the Spider Queen. We are heading straight into the 4th game of the series. Game number 4, Infernal Shrines. Potentially the final map. It's at least the 2nd match point for the blue team. I mean, they were so close. That push at the top could have ended the game. They got all wiped off the map. Couldn't save a single one. And the boss alone was just not enough to take the core down. So now it's the Raiders against the Bratwurst boys, everybody. Once again, 30 heroes aren't available because they've been played before. And teams have gotten ready with their spreadsheet to make sure that they're not picking anything that has already been played previously in the series. It is gonna get interesting though, because Raiders stepped it up. Might get a bit more crazy here. But then again, I really feel there were multiple angles and points where the Bratwurst boys could have done it in map number 3. But yeah, they weren't quite able to. So now Thrall gets banned. You can already see that the bans are definitely getting adjusted. Heading into Infernal Shrines is also we're going to bust out a couple of mages, I suppose. At this point, we can be fairly certain that we're going to see Gul'dan or Kel'Thas. Mephisto should still be available for the two teams as well. So, yeah. There's a few. And, well, let's see what we're getting. At least on the bans. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, fair enough, Sergeant Hammer. I keep forgetting about Sergeant Hammer. I guess Vala is up too, and she was banned in one of the previous games. You could play her in Infernal Shrines. We've seen her played in this qualifier once on Shrines with a multi-shot build, if I'm not completely wrong here. So she is still an option. Even auto attack style could of course be executed by them. Then, as I said, Kel'Thas as a mage. Nano has been playing Kel'Thas quite a bit, so he's one to bust it out potentially. And here comes Vala. Gets banned. Unlucky. So no Vala in this one. And what's going to be the first pick for the team? With Maiev already gone and Kerrigan being played, so at least a lot of the usual assassins are now out. But yeah, first pick. Samuro is already gone, so you can't harass him with them. Uther. I like it. Uther as a first pick, because that keeps you flexible. Not only is Uther a great support in and of itself, but now you still have the option of going into some Uther main tank combo. Is that likely? Not really. Sul'jin has been played, Vala is banned, so not something that you would expect. Normally when you go for a double support comp, you want to have a hyper carry, and the two obvious picks are already out. So Sven with Sonya for the side lane, and we got Johanna from Twice. Fantastic pick, obviously, for Infernal Shrines. I could have seen that as a first pick potential. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, Jojo still being available is big, really big. But the blue team, what do they have planned here? Giving that opening, by the way, it also means that we're not going to see anything like Cho'Gall shenanigans, which I would definitely not put past any of these teams. Dino with Sylvanas, huge pick for them, of course. And in addition to that, we are getting Yrel. So Yrel against Sonya on the side lane, both solid picks. Sonya really good with the spin to win, and also with some of the AoE that she brings to the shrine fights. Yrel can do a lot there as well. Yeah, and on top of that now, what do you get rid of? Main tanks, Stitches is still up, has been banned in the previous one. This is another one where they could go for him. Stitches, Hook, Gorge, Uther stun, Yrel pushing the target back. With Muradin still being available, they prioritize him as a ban, but yeah, there's still plenty that the Bratwurst boys can take. Stitches would be a solid one for them, since Masquerade really likes to play him, and they have potential follow-ups on it too. Could get some additional bursts with Ultralisk, for example. I would not be surprised to see Mephisto banned. Nano plays quite a bit of Mephisto. They might target Gavlo instead, but Mephisto would be a solid ban for the map here. Ooh, they ban Alexstrasza. More worried about supports, apparently. Alright. We still have Whitemane up, Karazim is up, Lily is up, Morales is up. What else is still available? There should be quite a few. Who am I missing? Yeah, but no Dragon Queen. That's obviously the big one. If you're already a bit limited in supports and then you have the Dragon Queen as a potential tool, that's the main reason why she's gonna get banned out here. Don't want to go into the transition. Deckard, the old geezer. Exactly, forgot about him. So, Gul'dan, there's our mage. At least one. Unless they're deciding that they want to play double mage, with Nano coming in with a second. We have seen it, but yeah. And on top of that, the final double pick. Stitches or no Stitches? What is Masquerade gonna play? He could do it. Stitches! Playtime. So much playtime. And we get Kelthas. So Kelthas is in. Another stun or another CC after Stitches gets a good hook out. It leaves us with Nano as the final pick for the series. Again, this, well, for the map, not necessarily for the series. Depends a little bit on who takes it, but it could be the final one of the series as well, depending on the Raiders. If they win another map, then they obviously advance here. So, what is Nano going to choose? Well, Nano is coming in with Falstad. We get the birdie, everybody, so we got a gust. And that leads us straight into Infernal Shrines. Game number 4 of the best of 5 grand final at qualifier number 6. Game number 4, match point number 2. On the left, Dino on Sylvanas, Hazorps on Urel. We got Death Knight on Uther, Ultralisk on Kelthas, and Masquerade with Playtime coming straight in with Stitches and going also for Hungry for More, getting the extra movement speed to kidnap some targets. On the right side, the Raiders with Sven on Sonya. We have twice on Joanna, Nano on Gul'dan, Gavlo with Falstad. Last but not least, Hunter Hawk with Deckard Kane. So, good stuff. Game number 4, who is taking it? Bratwurst boys, are they going to claim victory in another qualifier, or are the Raiders able to really force the 5th map out of the series? Well, we're going to find out now. Fellflame build once again for our boy Gul'dan. So, yeah. It's the Fell Flames that we're getting all out here. As the attack is coming, Dino already a bit low, but able to get away. Stitches always going to be looking for that next hook. Ultralisk trying to get some globes too. Not only Stitches, he wants to complete Mana Addict here. As the first one together. Good for him. And ooh, Masquerade. Yeah, he has a little bit of a big booty here. Needs to go on a bit of a diet at some point, because it is very, very easy to fully body block him. Very easy indeed. But yeah, there's the hook. And the bird gets wrecked. The B-step for Masquerade immediately. Not only the spray game, but also the B-step is on point here. They got the hook, they got the kill, and yep, he's a happy hippo. Tries to now. Now he's overdoing it a bit. Imagine level 16 being ready. That would have been a full-on connect and maybe even another kill for him. But yeah, not quite there yet. So, the attacks, they keep coming. They go for Dino, but he survives. And they're just brawling it out here. Dino should be a bit careful where he walks. Did he tap the fountain? He's waiting for the cooldown, I suppose. If not, there's no reason to not go back. Gets a heal. Still playing with fire here, if you ask me. Anyways, 5 stacks for Stitches. So yeah, he's going to try and get that hit point pool boosted a little bit. And then now starting to move towards the top of the map as well, blocking Sven. They are 4-manning him, and Sven doesn't stand a chance. So they're trading the camp at the bottom of the map against Sonya. And with Sonya down, Jojo has moved towards the top to make sure that that gate and the wall is not completely getting murdered by them and destroyed here. But yeah, the attack here is now happening, so they're aiming for some towers at the bottom of the map. Ultralisk has only so much he can do. He can actually slow them down as they're rotating in. Good gravity lapse against Gul'dan. Might cake him down, and yep, that's exactly what he gets. Gravity lapse is in, 1 stun, and Nano is gonna die. Despite his best efforts to somehow stay alive, they are getting the kill. That's now 3 kills to 0, and the experience that comes with it. If you get that gain early on in the map, then of course you are heading into level 7 just so much sooner than your opponent, which will give you an advantage over the first objective. So nicely done and well played. That experience boost is going to be super important for them now. And well, in addition to that, we have at the bottom of the map another camp claim. There's some stolen away. They could technically try and also get theirs on the left, which they haven't done yet. But yeah, they're getting closer and closer to level 7. And of course the shrine is now active, so they will start to move towards the top and try to do their thing here. So, yeah, let's see what they can do with this. I mean, the red team seems to be confident for now. Just not sure how long they can stay that way. Sylvanas is pushing. Dino goes into a side lane push strategy that he's been employing in the past a lot. Hook is missing. Yeah, but the attacks, they still are coming. 21 stacks. Are giving out the Punisher? Really? Even with the level 7 advantage? Not really what I thought is going to happen here, but hey. 27 stacks now. They go for Sven. Gul'dan is now ready for a few more Fel Flame hits, and Gul'dan gets gravity lapsed and dies. Nano is dead again. They push them off the shrine. Fawcett is pushing the bot lane, trying to get level 7 for his team, but they are taking over now. The blue team has taken control of the objective. Can they get it though? Because they're still very far behind. And Twice is moving in with Jojo, at least is attempting to. Gets blocked, gets immediately attacked. Sven is moving in, that's more important. He can actually take some of the minions. With Ultralisk Glow, hitting at least a good gravity lapse is great, but I think they're going to lose that Punisher, right? 30 to 24. Sylvana's never made an appearance here. So Dino has been pushing on those lanes over and over again, so they're letting this one go for now. Yep, there it is. So let this one slide. Sylvana's, how much damage has she actually done? Not really too much. I mean, she gets the experience for them, and she can now take some of those towers down as Gul'dan is rotating over. The bait over the wall has happened, so Punisher is going to be fine here. And now the chance to burn it down as quickly as they possibly can, or kind of the duty, because if not, then they're going to lose too much here. And the problem is it's a frozen Punisher. That's never good. Punisher with another jump. Urel fine, creating a bit of space for the team. Another hook for Deckard Cain. Good move, but there's the next set of ice blocks on the ground. Sylvanas is coming in this time, and here comes the damage. It's still not enough to take Underdog down. Dino came, saw, and nearly died. Veni, Vidi, PP. He came, he saw, and he peed his pants. Running away from the Punisher as he was nearly killed. So, yeah, they saved the fort, but it was a close call. 16 stacks on the side of Stitches. So, yeah, at least they're getting some globes, I guess. And top Sylvanas is now holding her own against them. Level 10 very soon. So they're going to get that. Another globe also for Stitches. He only needs 2 more, and he has, in addition to the hit point boost that he's getting here, also an advantage in movement speed. They're going for Sven. Stitches wants a gorge and gets it against Falstad. Birdie has been gorged up. Yeah, Sonya dies, but Stitches is all alone, has no friends. He's a bit like Brightwing in that sense. He gets a Divine Shield, and they kill the Birdie regardless. So I guess the gamble paid off. Yeah. There, oh, even better. Now they get Mind Control. Another Mind Control into hook, into Gul'dan kill. Goodbye, dear friend. Gul'dan down, and that's a triple kill. So they are fully pulling ahead now with 7 kills to 0. So yeah, look at this one. Bam! Mind Control connect, and then Stitches says, thank you for teeing it up for me. And they get an easy, easy kill. Heroic abilities are now ready on both sides finally, as the red team got theirs too. That gives us, of course, Gust and a few more tools to also deal with Stitches here, but Urel is already down at the bottom of the map. Take another tower down. Stitches now with the 20 stacks has the additional movement speed. So he's in total at 10% additional movement speed right now and 500 extra hit points that he got. It's not too bad. It's quite something. And 10% movement speed is pretty solid. I mean, if he keeps it up, he's going to get a lot more than that. And then rushing away from a fight whenever he gets a gorge, like here, for example, is going to be pretty nice. Yeah, Sonya, Mind Control. Gorge into Mind Control. Good gust from Falstad, so he made the proper play here to ensure that this wouldn't happen. But it's still kind of cool to see that. Blessed Shields, unimpressed, doesn't really care. They're good for them. 22 stacks for Stitches now. And they have 15,000 damage on him, basically. So Stitches is currently top damage for the blue team, which is kind of funny when you think about it. 16,000 for Falstad, which puts the Birdie into the pole position. Not only on his team, but also in the game. So yeah, not shabby. And on top of that, now at the top left, yeah, next camp is getting attacked here. So they're taking this, the Punisher, or the Shrine this time, spawning in the middle. Masquerade wants level 13 and gets it. So now the hook range has been increased, and he's immediately starting to YOLO some of those out. And they have full control of the Shrine now. So they got the Shrine control and will take the initial lead on Shrine minions. But the bigger players, of course, if they're able to get a kill here. And there's still a level missing for the Raiders until they're hitting the next talent here. So Sonya is trying. Hooks are coming, but they're not connecting. Well, they're connecting with minions, but not with anything else. There's again the... yeah, well, the Mind Control is connecting, but they're not ready for the follow-up just yet. 25 stacks for Stitches now, any moment. Sonya still in, 24 against 17 Shrine minions. The hooks are not coming together for them. They get another globe, move into the fight once more. Still attempting, of course, to utilize that level 13 talent advantage, but damn, the Raiders are absolutely catching up on Shrine minions. There's Gorge against Sonya, but while they're trying to go for a Sonya kill, the objective might even be lost. 37 to 36, 38, and they took it away. They lose Sonya, but they took the Punisher away. Second objective in a row that gets won by the Raiders. Yeah, the Bratwurst boys must be kind of frustrated. How many did they have at the end? 37, 38, something along those lines. I mean, a lot. A fair amount of them. And as is, they have to defend against another Punisher. So once again, the same play here. We have now top side, Harzop's pushing down at the bottom of the map. Masquerade, yeah, he's ready here. Yeah, the hook, oh, and a tactical pause from Hunter right there. 3-2-3 moment in the game. Absolutely inexcusable. Johanna so shocked that she's actually trying to half back here. Yeah, obviously, player disconnecting, but twice is back to business. So yeah. Was actually a surprisingly fast reconnect, if you're honest about it for a moment. So yeah, not bad. So, with that, we're now looking at Masquerade getting targeted. Might even fall. Where's that Devour when you need it? I think it was a cooldown. But he hits the hook and he gets Gorge. Gavlo might have to gust again, trying to isolate this a bit. Jojo gets hit once, twice. Where's the follow-up? And yeah, twice is down. Jojo's gone, but newsflash, so is the fort. So, yeah. You get your kills, it's 9 kills to 0, and they have a 2-level advantage, but they're losing structures and they're not taking any down. So, it's a bit of a strange one. On the one hand, you're getting your kills, you're getting a lot of momentum, and then on the other, you're just continuing to lose structures here. Level 16 is in. That now gives us Benediction. We have Pulverize, Templar's Verdict, and Ignite. Huge advantage in talents, and finally they are able to take some of these forts down. At some point, even the red team is just saying, you know what, guys, we're not fighting into level 16. That's not gonna happen. Thank you very much. Stitches has an additional 750 hit points by now, which is not bad. He's working on the 1000, and of course also working on the additional movement speed that he's going to get. But yeah, with Falstad still controlling the side lanes and getting the experience for the team. We'll have to wait and see what they can do. Damage output has now slightly shifted. Stitches is not the top damage dealer for the red team anymore. He's sitting at 20k, which isn't bad. But we have 21,000 for Kalthas now. Also, more than Falstad. Falstad is second place at this point in time. Sonya is close too, by the way. So yeah. Masquerade going to be looking for that additional hook, I guess. And yeah, trying to be sneaky here, but no. And with Sylvana's help, the Banshee Queen allowed them to take the top side out. Sylvana's actually surprisingly low in hero damage, only 18,000. Now in siege damage, that's a different question. Dino has been doing a lot of these side lane pushes and taking minion waves out. Shrine is activating as half a level is missing for the blue team, but now they're hoping to also eliminate the final shrine on the map. And they're coming in for it. So yeah, this one should get destroyed too. Final shrine, final fort, I mean. So yeah, getting the fort here. Falstad flying in. Has to gust right away. Masquerade gets a Divine Shield. That's a cooldown that they're going to be missing during the next battle. But to be fair, they also, of course, used Falstad's Gust. Interestingly enough, what they didn't use was Blessed Shield. I thought for a moment that going for Stitches, they might actually go for it. But yeah, so Dino burns another wave down. Fort in the middle is still super low, and that triggers Harzop's with the quick attack. So he's making sure that there's no fountain in the middle anymore. That's the important part. No fountain in the middle. Now Sonya is in the corner. Blessed Shield comes in. Might save her, actually. Really nice move from Jojo. And it saves Sonya. That would have been a follow-up for sure, but the fight isn't over yet. They're getting a hook on Hunter. And that is Sonya moving in for the kill. Deckard Cain is gone, even with level 16. It's now 10 kills to 0. and they're gonna likely lose more than that. I can guarantee you they're gonna lose the Punisher this time. Especially with Sonya now also dead. Yeah, that's just a disaster. Initially, it was a real good attempt to try and save Sonya after she got gorged. But now Uther dies. Jojo is gone. That's a 4 versus 2 on the map. And even if the blue team lost their support, yeah, it's not happening. But it's 38. I didn't even see that. They're gonna get it. Falstad can claim it. One more minion! One more! You need one more! Anything that you can take! No! 39 stacks! That's insane! I didn't see they were so far ahead. 39 to 32. Oh my god. 14 kills to 1. Uther has been griefing, the only one to die. But there's the Punisher for the blue team. Damn, that's disastrous. You sacrifice everything and you don't even get the Punisher. Boy, that sucks for them. Top side, yeah, mind control. Dino's waiting for a cooldown to get ready and jumps away. And down at the bottom, they're now breaking through the wall. It's a bit unlikely they're going to get the keep, I guess. There's 5 defenders and Sylvanas, she's still pushing top and Uther's on his way. But that's good damage. Falstad flying in at the side, realizes he doesn't have the angle properly. Masquerade, yeah, he's not YOLOing the hook out just because. So while the Punisher's attacking the bottom keep up at the top, Sylvanas is pushing through this. Dino might have to deal with Gavlo here, and I'm not sure he can. He has mind control back up in a moment. So yeah, can use mind control, and with level 20, they're just simply bolting away. So he gets out of this. Fight at the bottom is not quite done yet. They can still do some damage and slowly poke it out, and the Raiders are just pinned down in their base now, of course. Totally pinned down in their base. Little that they can do here. They are trying to hold, and it's 2 levels that they have to bridge. 2 entire levels that they gotta bridge before they have a chance of going for 20. Sylvanas has soloed Falstad, and the bottom keep is now likely going to fall. Gul'dan had to actually rotate towards the top now to also ensure that the top side is not getting attacked. Dino is still insanely low on Sylvanas, but the bottom keep is now gone, and they can start to shift over 2 other lanes. Yeah, look at the damage output on Siege for Dino. 142,000. 142,000. Bananas. Absolutely bananas. On damage, yeah, I like the hook attempts that we're seeing. But they are not working out just yet. So they're opening those walls up a little bit. Good damage coming in from Khaldor, of course. The towers are already super low. They're starting to shift their attention towards the top side where they have the wall destroyed, and the keep is going to take damage soon, specifically now that they have also a camp. Trying again for that dirty little hook, but Ultralisk is running out of mana, so he has to retreat. Which is going to shut some of their ambitions down, for sure. But they can still open the walls properly up, and that's what they're doing here in the middle. Ultralisk is on his way. Top side push is happening, so that's now 2 sides that are getting attacked. Dino again poking. It's 1 level until the red team hits Storm Talons. So, yeah, can they save that keep? Because Dino is back to business at the top. Dino is in, and he is occupying 2 of the heroes, is easily jumping out there. They're continuing to apply pressure on multiple lanes over and over again. But they're also waiting, of course, for the next objective. And Falstad is trying to be sneaky. Gavlo is seeing here to the side, like, do-do-do. I got this, and is now flying. All right. Fly, bird, fly. Fly or die. But yeah, he gets out. Just before Hazops is there to interrupt him. That's always an embarrassing kill or death when you're in a situation where you're trying to fly away and then you're just getting stopped in the last moment. And it's just like, yep, lights out. So camps are taken. Level 20 for both teams now. The usual upgrades. No surprises, at least for now. And the Shrine this time starting up at the top. Jojo hasn't done anything yet on level 20, so we'll see what exactly she goes for. Neither has Falstad, by the way. Could it be Epic Mount? I mean, Wind Tunnel is always neat. Epic Mount if you want to control the map a little bit more. Maybe also if you have to defend, because those lanes are going to suck. I mean, bot lane. Uh-oh. It's a trap! Yeah, and Dino saw it. Dino sees Falstad. Knows what's coming. The bird is there. Right there. It's so juicy. Those chicken wings. Oh my god, look at them. Tasty. Yeah, and jumps in and misses. Misses the mind control. Bolts in, misses the mind control, and falls. That is still fine. Goes for... Oh, well, actually, is he fine? Yeah, zips topside. And even it connects, flies up. Yeah. Core could get attacked now by that bot lane. 16 kills to 1. They're trying for the objective. Sylvanas is just saying, you know what, guys, if you are just going for the objective, we're just simply moving into the middle and see what we can do there. Yeah, so they're going for that. 16 kills to 1, but the Punisher is likely going to be lost. They want to keep, though. And the keep is gone. Keep's gone. You're losing a keep for sure. And then you have to retreat. If you take the Punisher now, then there's that. Down at the bottom of the map, there's also catapults coming in. The bird is already there, but this one is going to fall 100%. Ghast is being used. All right. There's the Horrified. Damn, they're busting out all of the ults in order to force them into a fight. I'm not sure if that's going to work for them. Punisher is at the top, and this is not going to be a nice trade for them. Stitches is by now on 48 stacks, so he has more than 1,000 hit points that he gained through it. Might go for Deckard, and Deckard Pain goes down. Nice damage. Death Knight, he has redemption, so he dies and is fine. He's going to be back. They can go for the heals. Core, they might just go for it. Punisher at the top, so they could, of course, decide to defend here, but let's not forget that the healer is already gone. And with Sylvanas and Urel already moving back, they should be able to defend this no problem. So, yeah. Oh, or not. Because here comes Gavlo flying in. He doesn't have Gust yet, though. He was just trying to body block a bit for Sven to get some damage, but couldn't get enough. Gust is ready soon. They're still flanking. They really want this. Mad flanks. Masquerade is rushing away, and they still have a fort in the middle, which saves his day. So, yes, well done. Now we got 50,000 damage for Kel'Thas, and now it's the red team that's on the run. And Sonya is not getting out of it. Not with Pulverize being in the mix. Sven is down. 18 kills to 2. An absolute slaughter now on the kill count. The core is outside of the top keep. The only thing that is still standing there. And yes, they are losing a lot, and they're losing all of it very fast. Bad news. Really bad news for them. So, the move towards the top side as all of this just keeps continuing. And still the question on how much can the red team do. If they go for... It would be kind of hilarious, though, if they for some reason were able to get another 5-man wipe going and then just cross the map and end the game. Just imagine that. Picture it for a second in your mind. It would be insane. Absolutely insane. But instead, what we're seeing is another keep getting destroyed, so now they're really pinned down into their base. Sonya is dead. They don't want to fight without her. And the attack towards the core is now slowly coming. So they're attempting to escort not only some mercenary camps, but also minion waves and catapults in and really end the game here. And with catapults attacking the core, they will be able to make that play, I guess. They're not forcing it, though. The objective is still popping up. There's a couple of camps that you can take to pin your opponent down even further. Falset has pushed out the top side at least, so having the global with the epic mount ready is big. And these are additional globes too. Yeah, mind control is in. Some freebie damage. And Stitches is now at 53 stacks. He's a big boy. Lots of movement speed for him too. So yeah, he is very, very fast. And obviously getting that max hit points in also means that you have real good sustainability with Devour. So that's another huge tool in your arsenal. Yeah, the objective's still not announced. But they definitely have to make sure that they are keeping Falstaff just busy on the map, because he is key to defense now. He is absolutely key. If they don't have that, then boy. And this is another problem. The top side being pushed out, they're probably going to delay it a little bit, I would assume, for the objective. And yep, that's what's going to happen. So they're waiting for the shrine to be announced, and they're going to take the top camp. This one cannot be taken, still on cooldown, so that top lane is going to be a huge concern, and this is where Falsa is going to be needed the most. But they have Urel at the bottom of the map, pushing the bot lane out. The whole idea here, 23 minutes into the game, is to get catapults to the core. Get catapults to the core and make your play. And that's exactly what they're going for. And they're even trying to trap them at the top. Dino's still there. They have the entire team around. Yeah, and Dino's realizing that he might be in a bit of an awkward spot. So has to be super careful with this. Urel chasing Falstad away as the shrine fight is now slowly starting up. Birdie gets attacked. Hazu wants to force him back as everybody is just going for the minion stacks. Sylvanas is at the top. It's going to burn another minion wave down, potentially. Could come in from behind with another mind control. Uther, yeah, it's a dangerous game that the both teams are playing now, particularly the Raiders, of course. But they have no other choice. They can't lose that Punisher. It would be game. They are really in a bit of a checkmate position. Divine Shield on Uther. They go for Deckard. He's in trouble. Yeah, and Masquerade is just rushing away from the fight, even with Sonya connecting another spear. And you can see the catapults in the bot lane, in the middle, and then up at the top also the minion camp. Just a bit more time and they are going for it. Nice, Deckard Kane with a sleep. But Yrel is alive. The balls on Hazo for not using his ult there. Punisher is taken again. Falset is trying to defend the core, which is already getting attacked and losing hit points. It's down to 90%. They're taking the fight. Sonya is dead. They're hoping for more. Core at 82%, and the Punisher in the middle is starting to drop the fort. But they still weren't able to finish the game. They still couldn't finish it. We're 25 minutes into the game now. Catapults are insane at this point. They're absolutely crazy. The Mortar Punisher eliminates the fort, so yeah, they only have keeps left, which is plenty. The red team's core, though, is at 82%. And once again, the blue team is on the march forward. We are nearly on level 25 by now. Nearly level 25. 64,000 damage for Kelthas. 44 for Stitches. They're looking for the hook. And there's the Iron Skin. Gavlo attacked. Yeah, and he keeps missing those. Yeah, so Falstad flying away. Straight into the middle. Trying to take another minion wave out, maybe, before he halves back. Now, he has just used his... He needs to be mega careful here. He's still in vision. So he's sneaking some of the catapults. I mean, Epic Mount is super nice. Should allow him to get away here, but Hazu really wants him, and he's not the only one. Ultralisk is there too. So that's one miss. And, yep, he gets out. Not even close. Not even a risky play or anything. No, 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 of course not. So, there we go. That's the end of Jojo, and that might just be all she wrote. Jojo down, that's bad. That is really bad. She was an absolute anchor in those fights. Twice has been crushing it. Oh, Yrel has to use her own ult. Alright, there's Haunt, and the blue team gets away. Blue team gets out. Once again, an attack against Gavlo here. Jojo down for another 40 seconds. And the catapults are still pushing. And we are now 26 minutes in. They are murdering the core if they ever get there. And talking about murdering things, it seems like Deckard Kane just barely escaped murder. 20 kills to 2. Insanity. Absolute insanity. Topside push still continues. Yeah, they have another camp that they stole away. Can the Raiders somehow do it? I mean, seriously, like, this game is insane. Like, we are 26 minutes in. There's only 2 kills that the Raiders got, and somehow they're still alive. How is it even possible? 2 kills against 20, and they're somehow still standing. We had no keeps on this map for the red team for ages now, and they're still surviving. Jojo is back. Sonya gets caught. Mind control. Good damage, but not enough. Maybe now with the hook follow-up here. They go for Sven, and they just can't kill the bastard. Catapults on the core, and the shield is falling. They're losing hit points again. They're losing hit points again. Core on 70%. Yeah, core lost another 12% of its HP, and now another objective is popping up on the map. With every single catapult that makes it to the core, it's getting more dangerous, because at any point, the Bratwurst boys could just say, alright, we're just gonna YOLO it out completely now. 66 stacks is also a bit nuts, because it means that Stitches has now nearly 1,750 additional hit points, and on top of that he has, of course, even more movement speed. So he is a fast one. Yeah, he's a little bit on the chubby side, but it is very deceiving. He is insanely quick. That guy can run, I can tell you. So now the flank. Yrel isn't here yet. Gravity Lapse is missing. Few camps in the middle. They're trying to chase, but they are going to get flanked soon too. There's the turnaround attempt. Mind control. Sven. Gust gets used. And Yrel is just going for core. Yrel is going for core. Look at the mid lane. Yrel is going for the core. Hunt Dog is falling. Now they're going for Stitches. They kill Masquerade, but bam, Yrel is escorting the catapults in. and they are not getting back. Gavlo's trying to hearth, so is Nano. He's going to die. They're falling apart, and this is game. Another victory for the Bratwurst boys. A 3-1 as they decide qualifier number 6 in their favor. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.